Renae started it, so that's how she heard about it.
Yeah, she started it with a tweet on May 17th. That's my birthday. And
I saw the tweet posted on Facebook.
And when I saw it, I immediately just jumped on it and said, I'm going to give myself a birthday present. I'm going to answer that because I'd like to get into comics.
Renae's tweet was also retweeted by different people from DC, Marvel, and IDW. I think I saw it retweeted twice on my Twitter feed, and I wasn't following Renae on Twitter at the time. But I was following various editors and artists and stuff on Twitter. Yeah, I think I saw it from Peraza's tweet. He used to run Zuda Comics for RFDC, and I think I also saw it from Denton Tipton, an editor mostly of Doctor Who comics from IDW. So I was like, ooh, I got to do this. I'm not gonna get in, but I got to do this.
It just goes to show that there's support everywhere. Everyone feels like they want to see more women in comics, and I felt like maybe it seems like this just kind of gave them a focal point to show their support, which is really nice. So I mean, there was, I think, maybe even way more men supporting this than even women, which was surprising too. I mean, everybody, they want to see more women in comics and more stories from them, and hopefully that happens.
I know I saw it based on Renae's post, and we've been talking back and forth, and since I self-published graphic novels for girls with strong female characters, she said, why don't you help me with the Womanthology sketchbook? And that was how I got involved, and later some space in the main book opened up, and since I was relatively quick, I ended up being a colorist for a couple of kids' stories. I actually found out about it through a British comics editor who I was working with on a different anthology, and what I was working on with him sort of got shunted off to the side a bit for me to work on Womanthology because it had a quicker deadline, but luckily he was super supportive, and he was actually one of the Kickstarter backers too.
Yeah, actually I heard about it from a retweet. So I think that this project is really special in the fact that, it kind of exhibits the power of social media today, and also the fact that it's a Kickstarter project and that it was totally funded by Kickstarter really kind of changes, I guess, the way comics are being made, and I think that's something to look out for as well.
We've definitely inspired a lot of people to start doing it themselves. You always hear people talking about it now, how they're all going to just branch out and start their own Kickstarter and get it going, and I think that's very inspiring. All right, do we have more time, or where are we?
Actually, the programming people at 11:39, so I'd say keep on going for, is the room?
10 more minutes.
10 more minutes? All right, so go ahead.
Hi, I want to say thank you. I had a chance to review it early. I was the first reviewer for Womanthology, and I found it really inspiring. And my wife and I are actually now starting our own publishing company. Our goal is to make comics for everyone else. We feel like there aren't a lot of comics made anymore aimed at kids or aimed at women. So we want to try to reach out and make comics for everybody. And I really want to thank all of you for inspiring us to start our company.
Thank you. And
Thank
we'll
you.
be in his store, Emerald Nights in Burbank, signing.
Oh yeah, oh, you was Emerald Nights, huh?
Yeah,
Yes.
we have a bunch of them here going to be there signing. So thanks for that.
Any more questions? Go ahead, you in the back. Oh, and I saw you over there. Go ahead.
Nice haircut, by the way.
Oh, thanks. During the process of collaborating with other artists, the writing, the inking, the coloring, all that, I would like to hear about anybody's moment of doubt in completing the project and what got them past that.
An extra day or two.
Really, really considerate, wonderful editors and writers. When I had, my schedule got delayed because Gail was writing for 52, and I get an email one day of like, there's a crisis at DC Comics, and I write back, is it an infinite crisis? And I couldn't help myself, and when it happened, somehow everything had been placed nicely on my schedule, then it all got pushed back, where I had a final due that weekend for my storyboard class, and I had a wedding that weekend in San Diego, and I live in LA, and then that was going to be due, and I went, oh my god. But yeah, everyone was really considering going, guys, can I have a couple extra days while I deal with everything else?
I think sleep is a great cue for those moments of doubt as well, because I find they generally occur between 2 and 3 a.m. when there's like blood pouring out of every pore in your face, and you're like, if I sleep and I wake up and the universe hasn't been rebooted, I'll carry on.
You're in your Batgirl costume again.
Generally am.
I had an interesting experience because I got to work with Fiona Staples, but she was also working on Saga at the same time, so she could do half of the story. So we brought on another artist, Adriana Blake, and I didn't want to have just one artist do half the first 3 pages and the other artist do the last 3, so I actually intermixed the art styles, and it sort of jumps around between different points in time. But the way I scripted it was that both Fiona and Adriana had panels on every single page, and I was sort of convinced that either one of them or the editor was going to be like, no, you can't do that, it's too much trouble to work out. But it actually worked out perfectly. There was like never any issues getting the art together, and they were both just amazing, so I'm glad they were willing to stick with my crazy idea.
My editor was Mariah, and when I first got my notes, of course, I immediately went, oh my gosh, I'm horrible. But then I just had to take a step back and go, okay, wait a minute. This is constructive criticism. She's trying to make this the best story possible. The things that she's suggesting make sense. So I just had to just take that step back and take a breath and not let it hurt me so much.
For me, I'd never professionally colored anybody else's work before. I'd always been a one-person army, do write, draw, ink, everything myself. And so when I was approached to color someone else's story, you get that kind of moment of doubt. Can my coloring do this person's work justice? And after the first experience, I had banged it out really fast, and it was a really positive experience. And then they're like, well, here's another one. You have a really short deadline. Can you do it? And I'm like, yeah, I think so. And then I was able to do that. And then another came, and it was such a mind-opening experience because I'd never been allowed to do other styles of coloring. Everyone had always seen the one style. And so I guess it kind of removed a lot of the doubt that I could do other things after working on this project.
Time for one more question directed at Renae, because we don't have time for everyone to answer. I saw someone over there. Go ahead.
Well, I mean, it's just a big project, so it was already kind of daunting to handle from the very beginning. And for me, it did get overwhelming in waves. I would go, as hard as I could at it for a long time, and then it would seem impossible to me at certain points. But, you just kind of have to push forward and just keep going forward and keep taking that step. And, when it seems like it's too overwhelming to, organize 170 people into groups that, have specific schedules and stuff, you just have to find a way and keep pushing forward. But for me, that was probably the biggest difficulty. And also trying to push forward through people telling me that it couldn't be done. Because there was quite a few at the beginning. And was saying, oh, that's a nice idea, but it's not going to happen. So, be prepared for failure type of behaviors. But you just kind of have to keep, believing what you feel is right and just keep going forward, keep going, for what you see, So.
And you can do anything. It takes a lot of time and it takes a lot of hard work, but you can do anything. There are over 150 people who have just shown you that you can do anything. So, in closing, Womanthology will be on sale at IDW today, because I'm so excited it's out. You made it real when I was able to hold my hands. Woo! And come by for our signing launch party at IDW at 5 p.m. if you're around. So, right at the IDW booth. You can't miss it. It's huge. Oh, and we have a Womanthology table. Go ahead and say where it's located.
Artist Alley, what are we, 33? And Renee's right next door.
Yep, and Steve's on the other side, Steve Niles, and so you should go over and see him and pay him back. He's got awesome stuff, and he's been a great fan and help for all of us, so. That's true. There's a whole set of do-it-yourselfers. And Rebecca Isaacs is across the way, and Mike Minola's down on the end. It's a great alley. Come down there.
And if you need any help and inspiration on that project you're going to do yourself, in room 208 at 12:30, I have the Where Do Ideas Come From panel.
Woo! And I wanted to thank all of the backers, too. I know you're out there, and raise hands if you're a backer.
Oh, here's a backer.
Yay! Thank you so much. She really made this happen, and you should be very proud of the book too, so thank you.
Please come by the table and introduce yourselves if you haven't.
And we'll sign whatever. Thank you. Have a wonderful day.